beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. I give myself my own earthquakes here. Good morning, good morning, good morning, my friends. Happy Friday. TGIF is the name of the game. All right, let me see. I can't find myself today.
When you said TGIF, I was like, what's that? Isn't it TGIM?
It's TGIM. It's TGIM on Monday. Good morning, good morning. I see you guys popping on here. Let me find myself. Isn't that just the motto? Let me find myself. All right, who do I have on here? We've got Michelle and Tammy, Victoria. Hi. Robin, good morning. Ashley, GM, TGIF. I love it. Good morning, right back at you. Julie, good morning. Deanna, good morning. Julie and Lisa, what time are you headed out on vacation? I know it's happening. Corey, happy Friday, coaches. Charmaine, good morning. Shelly, good morning. Stacy, good morning. I love it, my friends. I love it. For real, coffee foam is on point today. Mama needs some coffee. Like, I love to do this. You know, Chuck did this where I get to show how big my coffee mug is compared to my head. Oh my goodness. Oh, you guys are headed out right now. That is so exciting. You guys are going to have so much fun. Who else? We got Sarah. We've got Jill, Karen, Monica, Nicole, Amy, Sue. Happy Friday. Holly, Carrie. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, my friends. Coach Chuck is just getting everything set up. We have an awesome message for you guys today. We have an awesome, when don't we have an awesome message for you, right? Today.
Are we in mirror mode?
Yes, of course. I'll never go back. Once I make a decision, I never go back. So it's going to be mirror mode forever. Crazy eye and all. Funny, when I go to fix my hair, when I fix this side of my hair, I'm really thinking it's this side of my hair. But that's just the way it rolls.
Yeah.
Dina, good morning. Ruth, good morning. Lori, happy Friday.
I'm harnessing my inner Palpatine.
Oh, I was going to say it's like trying to be... You
Hey,
do.
Roxanne, welcome to the dark side. Hey.
That's for sure.
All right, first of all, guys.
I got to give him the title. Oh,
You see it?
That's a rough, there it is.
Because of you guys, we are in the top 5 for Best of the Bay. You had to get nominated. And my friends, between today and April 21st, we're in the top 5. So cast your votes every single day, 1 vote a day. Share it up. It's on the fan page. You guys, thanks. I know my bangs. I got my bangs on point today. Thank you so much, guys. We are super grateful. It's all you guys nominated us. That's amazing, and we'd love to bring home the gold because of you guys. So if you can, every single day, we're putting the link up on the page, and help us claim the title.
Yeah. Kelly, good morning. Janet, good morning. Ashley, woo-hoo. Deanna, I don't know Star Wars. Was thinking more Unabomber. Victoria.
Weird.
Victoria.
I do have the beard like that guy, but he had he didn't have sweet bangs like me.
Victoria is so proud of you guys. Thanks, Victoria. All right. The title of today's video is Gotta Dig Deep to Go Vertical. Explain to them what that means.
All right, my friend. So this was a phrase that came to me this week, and I just thought it was super profound. So last week we talked about, I said, we're talking about my whole karate situation, right? I've just started studying karate, and I'm sure you guys remember that from last week. If you didn't, go back, you can watch it. But I was looking at the black belts. I'm a white belt. I'm like the lowest on the totem pole, right? And I'm looking at the black belts and I'm like, man, you don't become a black belt overnight. Matter of fact, I don't know the exact timeline, but I believe it's somewhere between 2 to 3 years to obtain your black belt. So that's a commitment. And I'm looking up on the wall and there's all the colors of all the different belts and all the different stripes you have to get to obtain it. And it's discipline, right? It's about discipline. It's about showing up. It's about the reps. And it's this huge journey, right? And you can't get to the destination of black belt if you don't start right here, right now, in the truth and the facts of the absolute basic foundations of white belt training. And so this whole concept of go deep to go vertical, you have to go deep on your foundation, right? You have to go deep down on your foundation in order to go vertical. and think like a skyscraper, right? Like we want to rise, we want to level up, we want to grow, we want to become better versions of ourselves. And when we see something, an outcome that we're after, right? We see something so magical, right? Like, and I'm just going to use a skyscraper analogy, right? We see the Sears Tower, we see the Empire State Building, like, that's amazing. Look how beautiful it is. Look how tall it is. Look how crazy awesome that, really the word awesome, how awesome it is. And, like, I want that for myself. I want to be that. I want to build that, right? And we immediately go to how do we do that and what do we do to get it? But who we need to become is the actual foundation. So you can't build any of that vertically unless if you really knew and understood, and I don't know all of it, but they had to dig way down into the earth, way down in the earth, and put layers and layers and layers and layers of concrete and rebar and all that so that they could build up. So we have to go deep on our foundations.
That foundation has to be so strong that anything you build on top of it cannot come crumbling down.
Absolutely. It's solid rock or sinking sand.
So building your foundation, when we're talking about health and fitness, what are the basics? Most of you are already doing them. It's the smoothie. It's the sips, your water. It's the steps. It's the sweat. That is your foundation. Every once in a while, somebody will reach out to us and be like, what should my macros be? I won't even have that conversation with people unless they are a black belt in their foundation.
So guys, that's like the skyscraper analogy, right? I'm going to go back to that. Like doing macronutrient profiling, okay, is like, that is on a 100-story building would be like 50 stories up.
Yes.
Right? Like you've built a foundation and you've accumulated enough growth to really understand that and know how it's going to work. So it's not a hack. It's not a fad. It's not here today, gone tomorrow.
Yes. Well, and I hear women say a lot, I've tried everything and nothing works. I've tried counting calories. I've tried counting my macros. I've gone keto. I've tried this diet. I've tried that diet. But the one thing they're missing was they didn't have the foundation set. No diet plan is going to work for you unless you have that foundation set, and especially if you're looking at it becoming a lifestyle change.
I mean, using the karate analogy, like everybody in karate wants to break boards, right? Yes, I get to break a board. If you don't understand the form, if you don't understand the mechanics, I mean, they taught me how to throw a punch and leading with my knuckles. I didn't know that. I didn't know where to have my wrist and how to place it. I don't even know yet how to use my hips and my core.
And now what would have happened had you thrown a punch, right, not having the right form?
I would have broken my hand or broken my wrist, right? And so I probably, number one, wouldn't have broken the board. And even if I did, I probably would have hurt myself in the process of doing it. I didn't master the foundational, like it sounds cool. Everybody wants to do it. I want to be the guy that loses 10 pounds in 28 days. I want to be the person that loses 2 jean sizes in 6 weeks. I want to be the one that loses fill in the blank in blank time. Yes. And there are hows and whats to do that. But it begins with the foundational elements of the hows and whats. And again, it goes down to who you are. You must have the foundational capacity to steward over those things. My instructor is not going to let me break a board unless I can steward over the technique and the energy, the understanding of how to do that.
Yes, Janet said, such a great point. My 2 older kids are Courage black belts, and I know how hard the journey is to become a black belt, but I've never associated it with my own health journey. It honestly, it goes hand in hand. And another thing that us ladies like to do, we love to overcomplicate it. We want to believe that we are beyond the days.
It's not just ladies, though.
Gentlemen, too. We want to believe we're beyond having to drink enough water, that we're beyond having to get enough steps. We think that we've tried so many things that we're ready to take on something advanced, even if we haven't succeeded in those other things. Even if we haven't succeeded in the simple, we think we got to make it over. We have to overcomplicate it for it to be successful. 90% of us could get to our goals never having to count a calorie, never having to count a macro, just by following the 4 S's. 90% of us would get to our goals.
Yeah, and the whole idea here, my friends, is it's a never-ending process, right? It never ever ends. It's like learning the alphabet. It's like learning how to walk before you run, right? It's all of like you learn when you're really young, right? You had to learn how to crawl, then you had to learn how to walk. And the thing about it is it's burned into your subconscious brain now. You don't have to think about how to walk, you just do it. But at a certain point when we were really, really young, we had no idea the mechanics. We would stand up and fall and stand up and fall and stand up and fall. And then we would weeble wobble. We had to understand, even as adults, like when you're learning how to run, there are proper mechanics to learn how to run so you don't have injury. These are the same things. You train and 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 train until it's burned into your subconscious. But if you watch an athlete, you have multi-million-dollar athletes. And do you know what these athletes do before a game? They're stretching. They're doing butt kicks. They're doing high knees. They're using rubber bands. Do you know what they do in the weight room? They're doing their basic exercises. Do you know, like a baseball player? They're out there doing batting practice, swinging, and working on their craft. They don't forget about it. They don't put it to the sideline.
The basics.
They never stop doing the basics.
So Stephanie, the basics of BBF are the 4 S's. And I don't know if they have to be in a certain order, but it's your smoothie. That is like priority S. We have steps, sweat, and sips, which is getting your hydration in. Those are the 4 S's. That's where we start.
Yep.
Now, I said something about counting macros, calories, and all of these diets. Here's what I would tell you. If one of those things interests you, I'm not saying they're bad. They're wonderful tools. They're amazing techniques. But I would say unless you have black belted the basics for probably a good 6 months where you understand what food does for you, how it fuels you, how you feel with certain foods, what your hydration does for you, all of that, I would say give yourself 6 months of black belt, then maybe take on something like that.
Yeah.
Floor number 50, make sure you have months and months and months of black belting that foundation and you're not falling back to old habits. Then maybe it's time to take that on.
Yeah, and to get the black belt, you have to be able to do these things like subconsciously or unconsciously. They just like, bam, 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 right? Like everything follows naturally. So to build on her comment, what I would say, well, what does that mean, black belting for 6 months? It means like if you can literally go 7, 10, 14 straight days with basically not missing an S, right? I've gone 14 straight days and I've gotten every single smoothie in. I've hit my hydration goal. I've hit my step goal. I hit my sweat goal. Pretty much like if there's one random day where you didn't get something in, okay, I'll give you that one. But again, it's like, it's bam, 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 on point, on point. There's no excuses, no justifications. Nothing takes over. You're not sidelined by it. It's just happening and happening and happening and happening and happening. Because my friends, like if you can't get the smoothie game down, or you can't get, and even if you didn't want to do a smoothie, are you doing 1 serving of greens a day? That's what the smoothie is all about. The smoothie is about getting a serving of greens in. You also get your fruits in. You're getting vitamins and minerals and nutrients, where if you're not taking a supplement, we get that in first thing in the morning to supercharge our body. So my friends, like you need to be able to be doing that. Like do that for 30 days. Do that for 60 days before you even think about doing a crazy diet plan. Because if you try it, otherwise you're doing it in reverse. You're trying to break the board before you learn how to throw a punch.
Right.
It doesn't work. It's going to fail. It's going to fail every time.
The day you become a black belt is not the day you're going to go into a ring with someone who's been a black belt for 6 months longer than you.
Yeah, right.
You're going to become a black belt and you're going to work on it for months and months and months before you step into the ring with another black belt. That's what it's all about. You have to keep building. Just because you hit a certain pinnacle doesn't mean you're ready to go absolutely crazy with everything that's out there to offer in that arena. You still want to keep on building.
It's self-mastery.
Shelly said, you're so right. When I'm not getting results, I say to myself, concentrate on the 4 basics. Good morning, Jenny. Ruth said, I added 1 minor thing each challenge. Keep it simple. Huge results come from consistency.
Yeah.
Not only huge results, long-term results.
So if you're part of a 21-day challenge, you've done a 21-day challenge, or you're thinking about doing a 21-day challenge, we give you coursework, and people are like, there's so much information. But here's the deal. We like to over-deliver on information because people are at all different levels, right? Like, we know everybody has different journeys, different histories, different levels of understanding. And like, one of the tools that we give inside of our challenge, we give a full 28-day meal plan. The first week has a couple detox days in it. It has every single meal for you, recipes, all of that. And some people that will jump into it right away and be like, well, I did the first 2 detox days and oh my goodness, it's this and it's that and my energy's off and it's all wackadoo and whatever. And that's where I would tell them and say, listen, you're putting the cart before the horse. It's there for you as a reference, but if you don't even have the smoothie game down, save those 28 days for later in your journey. Just save them as a resource, save them for a rainy day. You don't really have any business going on to detox days if you haven't done a smoothie. And again, that's trying to break a detox day without mastering a smoothie. That's like trying to break through 3 boards or 4 boards without even breaking. It's going to throw you haywire. Mentally, you're going to be all over the place.
Yes, Janet, I love this message. I keep reminding myself that this isn't a race. Say it over and over and over again, Janet. This is not a race. This is not a race. This is a lifestyle. Amy, thanks for the stars. Jackie,
thanks, Amy.
The smoothie helps me feel successful right away in the morning. Also, since starting about 6 weeks ago, I can't believe how much easier it is to choose healthier. I don't know if it's a mind game or nutrients, but I love it. It's probably both.
It's both.
It's both. As soon as you start getting those things in your body, you almost start to tell your body you're not craving this other stuff anymore.
You want to do a natural detox? Don't change anything about what you're doing right now. I don't even care what you do. Add a smoothie 7 days a week.
Yep. And
that's
then
a natural detox.
You start to feel better mentally when you make those better choices too, because you know you're doing something good for yourself.
Hey, Deanna!
Thanks for the stars. Carrie, on vacation, the 4 basics kept us on track. And I would tell anybody going on any kind of trip, if you can keep to those 4s, your smoothie sips, steps, and sweat, you'll be fine. You will be fine.
Man, my friends, like, I don't know if you've ever built a new home. Like, we haven't, but I watched my brother go through the process, right? And number one, what did they do? They had a vision of what they wanted. Then they hired a contractor. Then they built the blueprint. Then they put all the people to work. They built the foundation. They dug the foundation. They're taking pictures of the foundation. I'm like, that's kind of boring. You know, they're doing it like week after week after week after week, but they had to do it right. And then they slowly built the house up. But if my brother would have kept pushing on him and be like, go faster, go faster, go faster, go faster, go faster. We want to move in a month early now. Do you know what those contractors would have done?
Taken shortcuts.
And then what would have happened? You have problems. Don't rush the process. When they're building a skyscraper, they're not rushing the process.
Right. Smoothie recipe. Do we have that on the page? We have that on the page.
Yeah, I'll share it in the comments below, Dina.
All right. Michelle, such a great message. Thank you. All right, my friends. That is where we're going to end it today. We could talk and talk and talk forever. You guys are absolutely amazing. So if there is anything you do this weekend, follow the 4 S's. Keep building that foundation. Whether you've been with us for 1 month, 3 months, 8 months, just keep building that foundation.
And I will add this to the end here. If you are feeling like I got my 4S game on black belt and I'm looking for a 2nd degree black belt at BBF, we haven't publicly released this, but I'll just say it here, right? Like, the next level up for us is going to be the 6 S's. So if you're a 1st degree black belt, you got the 4. We're going to add our sleep game and our stretching game. So we're going to be looking to get, those 7 to 8 hours of sleep. What's your pre-sleep routine? The quality of your sleep. Your day starts when you go to bed, not when you wake up. So 2nd degree black belt, work on your sleep game and work on stretching at least 5 minutes a day, every single day, to enhance mobility of the joints and flexibility of the muscles.
All right, Michelle, such a great message. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Nicole, perfect messages, Sam. Happy Friday. Karen, just finished the workout. Have to watch on replay. Love it. Shelly, thank you. Have a great day. Sarah, thanks for the reminders to focus on the basics. Ruth, sleep and stretch will be tough. That's why it's part of the basics.
Thanks for the stars, guys. That's awesome. We have committed that any of the stars that we receive, we will directly put back into doing some fun Amazon gift card giveaways on Saturday mornings. So we're just going to repurpose that. You guys are amazing, and we just want to put it right back into our community. So thank you for those. That's awesome.
All right, have fun on the news, dog mom. Thank you. All right, my friends, go and have an amazing weekend and focus on your 4 S's. Love you all.
Have a great day, guys.